Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. And for some, it may be morning, it may be afternoon, it may be night when you see this message. But guess what? The SON is still shining. You see that? You see that? Not the SUN is shining, but we know the SON is always shining. Look, I'm on my route today. And look. Okay, you'll get it in a minute. But I want to share with you all and say this today. Um, I want us to, whether it's today, this week, the rest of this week, this month, or before this year is out, share your own story. Mm, share your own story. Sometimes in life when we go through things and we come out of it and we've prayed and God has answered, we don't share it. We don't tell anybody. We share it not for boasting and bragging, but we share it because we just thankful, we blessed, we grateful, and we want others to know who may be in a similar situation, the same situation, have the same kind of trials and tribulations. We just want to share them to give them hope and encourage them. That's what it's about. Share your story. Share your own story. Now, when you share your own story, then other people don't have to tell it for you. You tell it for yourself. And as my great grandmama would say, now if it's a LIE, then you said it, you told it yourself. But share your story. And another reason I'm saying that is because, on that final day, which all of us gonna have to leave here. I don't know where you're going, but you're gonna leave here, if you know what I'm saying. Why would you wait until then and tell your family before you go, three people, and the three people that you want to stand up at your service, your memorial, at your celebration, your party, whatever term they call it, whenever that occurs. Three people to stand up and say, and have 2 minutes to talk about you. Woo! Now that's tough right there. People don't like that. They don't, I know some people don't want to hear that. Why would you wait, pick three people to have 2 minutes each to talk about you? While you still here, you can talk about yourself. You can talk about the struggles you had and how you came out or how you made it over with Christ. You can tell the good, the bad, whatever chapter. See that? Because all the books in there in the library, but we know there's other ways that you can read a book too. But tell your own story. Sometimes there are some chapters that we don't like to talk about. But if you've already passed that chapter, then that's okay. Just share your story. I know that years ago, sometimes, I'm going to go back. And I'm not rambling. I'm just, different thoughts be coming to my mind. Sometimes we've heard people say, they see my glory. They don't know my story. I don't look like what I've been through. Well, if you say you don't look like what you've been through, they see the glory, don't know the story. Why don't you tell your story? Why don't you share it with somebody else? When we were small, some of us, and we were small, and we would say, when I get grown, I'm asking God, I want a 3-bedroom house. I want a 4-bedroom house. And then guess what? You got grown, and he did it. God, when I get grown, I want 2 cars. I want a 2-car garage. You got grown, and he did it. I want more than 1 pair of shoes. You got grown, and you did it. And one thing we need to stop saying is what somebody else don't need. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Because when they tell their story, like my mama, my great-grandmama, my grandmama tell their story, how they had to walk. We didn't understand that. They didn't have transportation, didn't have cars. You got to take yourself back. But it was born 1921 in the 20s and 30s and 40s. Go back, read about that, how it was, and how she would have to walk from here to there, walk to the neighbor house, walk to the store. She lived in Caperville. Some of you all don't even know where that is in Memphis. Just from Caperville, we'll walk to Jeter Junior High School. I said, what? They tell their story. They would tell us their story. Shoes, you didn't have but 1 pair. That's what, the testimony of my mama said. 1 pair, and you just wear those, and you just wear that 1 pair until the soles of the shoes would have holes in the bottom of the shoes. And they would have to put cardboard in the shoes. But see, people don't want to tell that because, you know, they just want you to know the right now. But there were some people, big family, big, and they didn't have, so they put cardboards in the soles of the shoes. And the only thing they prayed for at that time was say, when I get grown, I'm going to have at least 2 pair of shoes. Oh, I'm going to have at least 5 pair of shoes. So they got grown and they prayed, so they worked. So guess what? They buy shoes. But we will say, they don't need that many pair. Why you want that? Don't do that, you all. Sometimes those things can be harmful. They can be hurtful to people. And if we don't encourage people and push them forward, don't do that. Just maybe we don't understand. But then we don't never, not all of us, won't even ask the person. And it doesn't mean that you agree with whatever their reason is, but maybe you can have empathy for them and say, okay, they had 1 pair of shoes. Now they're in a position where they can have 5 pair, 10 pair, a closet full. And I'm learning this too. If I'm going to be a blessing to somebody, maybe I do want to bless somebody else with shoes. But if I don't have but 1 pair, how am I going to bless them? If I have in my heart that I want to give somebody a car and I don't have but 1 car, how am I going to give it? So, you know, sometimes we just have to stop and think. And then when we tell our own story, so won't nobody else have to tell it, then we can be truthful. It can encourage somebody. It can help somebody. And you know another thing, now I'm going to say this too. This is so good. Look where I am in front of the library. So I'm telling my story. Sometimes you can be excited about an individual. For example, we're on our J for J on this journey for Jesus, and we rolling with Cole. And you say, oh, tune in to J for J, roll with Cole. Somebody said, you listen to her? Yeah. You know she used to cuss. I mean, she could cuss. Oh, you know she could cuss. And then they may say, oh, you know she used to gamble, you know, spend all the money, lose the money. Did you know who she used to listen at that? Now they'll say that though, she used to gamble. But then when I tell my own story and you know about it, so when they say that, then you can say, she already said that. I already know. And I love to see, you got to see a person expression when when they come and say, you know she used to do, and you say, I already know. They say, huh? That's where they look. Yeah, she already told me that. Yeah. Told me she was married when she was young, she divorced. Yeah. You know, so when you tell it yourself, when people come, all they can do, all you gonna be able to do, you say, I already know that. Yeah, I know that. She already said that. She told it herself. So that's what we can do. When we've been delivered, when God has brought us out, some of that stuff is what we used to do. I used to have a car tag, and that's what it said, USED, the number 2, used to. That doesn't mean that there's not other areas in our life that we're working on. That we under construction. We know that from another video. But right now, tell your own story. And that way, if ain't nobody on the program for 2 minutes each, the people that's in there, they already know your story because what? You told it. Now, you may not be able to tell it all. And sometimes we don't even like to tell it to the people that's closest to us because some of us, don't want them to know. But that's okay. I want you to get in the mirror, tell your story to yourself. Then when you're in the grocery store, you can say, ooh, he been good to me. Ooh, I'm just grateful. I'm so thankful for the vehicle that I have. Because it was a time that I didn't have a vehicle. And the people in the line say, huh? But you're telling your story. Tell your story. It's okay. It's yours. Those are chapters that's in your book. Your book may not look like mine. You may not have as many chapters as I do. You may have a magazine. You may have a little pamphlet. You just may have a summary. But whatever it is, tell your own story. Oh, it feels so good. So I'm going to say this right quick and go. My J for J. I was working downtown as administrative assistant to the General Sessions Court clerk. That's why I used to work in the criminal court system, civil court system. But anyway, everything was good. Nice job, nice position. Had recently got 2 raises. I think this was in 2017. But even with all of that, with all the stuff and the things, nothing going wrong, but I just wanted to walk and talk about how good God is. Well, certain environments, you just can't do that. So either you sit here and make the money or you step out so you can walk and talk. I said, but what I'm going to do, how I'm going, how that's going to happen? Just trust me. I didn't know how. I didn't know how it was going to come about. So I stepped out and said, okay, I'm going to follow God. Just do what he tell me to do. Now, the them and the day, why would she leave a good paying, that's what they say, a good paying job like that? Something must have happened. She must have got into it with somebody. Somebody must have got into it with her. That's them and they. You know, they got all, oh, I wouldn't have done that. I never would have left my job. But I tell you, when you listen to what God say, and I said to myself, now if he gave me that job and gave me that position, gave me that assignment for that time, gave me that salary, can't he do it again? Huh? Especially if you're doing something for him, won't he do it again? So you step away, and we'll talk about the rest of the story later. But I said, God, I'll go. I didn't know where he was going to send me. I didn't know. So I've been on this journey 5 years, just decided to do a YouTube, TikTok, because I didn't understand, what all that meant and how to really do it. But then again, he had to prepare me for the journey and prepare me to be able to talk to everybody and anybody. So yeah, I share my story. This is my J for J, my journey for Jesus. I asked for it. God showed it to me. He gave it to me. And this is how he wanted me to do it. You come from behind them 4 walls in a building, sitting at that desk in the office, so you can be able to walk and talk and share and encourage other people. So as I stand in front of this public library, I'm going to tell you my own story. So you all don't have to worry about whenever that day come for your 2 minutes. Woo, I can't tell it all now, but I want you to know that God is good. I'm so excited about what he's already done. I'm excited about what he's doing, and I'm just so excited that I know that God is not like man that he should lie. So I believe every promise that he's promised me. And we're just going to walk and talk, and we're going to tell the story. You get in that mirror, tell the story. When you're in the Walmart, you turn around and tell somebody. So that way, you will tell your own story. Okay, I talked a little bit long today because the SON is shining on me. It's shining on you. We're on our J for J. Probably the last few days in Pittsburgh. We'll be moving somewhere else. Praise the Lord about that. So, roll with cola, get out the way. Whatever you do, put your blink on so you don't cause an accident in somebody else's life. And we're just going to keep on going. Ain't no shame in your story. It's your story. How you going to be shaming your own story? Yeah, you made some bad decisions, but you don't have to keep making them. Yeah, you made some mistakes, but you don't have to keep making them. Yeah, you've been in some dark and low places, but you've come out, or you're going to come out. There's still hope. There's still light. And you're going to keep trying until what? Until you get it right. All right, love you all. Have a good day. Go somewhere and tell your own story. I'm telling mine. Ain't nobody out here right now. They all in the library reading the book. But I tell you, tell your own story. Okay, have a good day. Talk to you later. Goodbye.